What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mac 50, one and only Mac 50, aka one and only Josh Mack. This is my second episode of my podcast, A Spade is a Spade, where fact is a fact and opinion is an opinion, and facts don't give a fuck about your feelings. So a little bit more about me. My name is Josh Mack. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I'm 26 years old. I'm currently military, and I'm an artist, and I got a special guest in the house. My special guest right here, straight out of San Diego. He gonna tell y'all a little bit about himself.
Hi, what's going on, y'all? I go by Luke. I'm originally from the Caribbean. I'm from St. Lucia. I'm in San Diego now. I reside here. I am a model out here. That's what I do by trade. I'm excited to be here today.
Appreciate you. All right, Jamal, go ahead.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Jamal. I'm from Huntsville, Georgia, raised in Clarksville, Tennessee. Love to be here with the brothers yet again, so we're going to have some good conversation and whatnot. Hell yeah.
What's up? It's your boy Reese Lamont. I'm from San Bernardino, California, born and raised. I'm in the medical field. I'm an artist as well. Like he said, just excited to be here. I'm proud of my boy Mac, keeping this shit going. So.
Appreciate you.
What's good with y'all? Slim, feel me? I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I appreciate Mac for having me on here. I'm an HVAC technician. Coolin'.
Okay, cool.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Emmanuel. I go by F. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Currently military as well. I'll be getting out in about a month, so I'm really excited. Just here to put on a good show. Got to support the brothers, so let's get it.
What's up? My name's Hunter with an A. The A is silent. And I'm also known as Scoob. And I'm a DJ coming from Eastvale, California. And yeah, I'm just here to support the boys, making music and doing what we do best.
All right, bet since we all acquainted, I'm going to start off with our icebreaker question. All right, so everybody going to get an opportunity to answer it, just so I know a little bit more about you. Give me the book. Go ahead.
If you were, hi, I'm Tanzania. I'm Joshua's wife. So if you were to become a millionaire, what are the first three things you'd buy?
Okay. If I became a millionaire tomorrow, and first three things I would buy, I would count this as a buy because I'm spending money. So I would pay off every debt that I have, every debt that that I've racked up over time, just to get my credit score back. Because I was told with perfect credit you can buy whatever you want. Second thing I'll buy is definitely buy my dream house. I'll definitely buy one in California, especially in the San Diego area, because I already know where I'm going to put it and how I'm going to have it set up. I just want my family to come by my house, be like, damn. Like, that's what I dream of. And definitely my dream car. Definitely my dream car. BMW is the best. All right, thank you. All right, go ahead, man.
Word. If I was a millionaire right now, my first purchase would be land. I feel like
I was just gonna say that.
Listen, you that never goes away. Like you could pass that on to like your future generations. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it never goes away. Like that would be my first purchase. My second purchase would be like, I don't know if that's a purchase really, but I would invest in can I do more than three or just three?
Yeah, let's stick with three.
All right. So I would invest in a financial advisor, which you could do right now. You don't need to be a millionaire for that. And a chef, because I feel like your health is another important thing in your life. So like if I had that money, that's what I'd invest in.
Okay.
Cool.
Shit, if I became a millionaire tomorrow, I'm going to invest in definitely paying off all my debts. That was a good ass one. I pay off all that shit. Then definitely buy land back in Jamaica that my family had owned. Buy that back. I can't really think of a third one. That's like, cause I wouldn't need it for much, but shit, that's my two, I guess.
I feel that.
Shit, I mean, y'all kind of took the two that I was gonna say. Paying off on my debt and buying property, like to eventually like start building my own assets. Because when you get major companies like Walmart that want to build a industry or like a franchise on your property, you get to give them like a total percentage of what your income is from how much money they're making off of that franchise alone. And if you build multiple franchises on that, then you just pretty much, you're going to make all your money back, like that you already invested into that land already. So, and then the third would be to start a trust fund for my son. Like, you feel me? Like, he going to be straight every time. Like, you know, he always come first. So, like, that's what it is.
Should get rich, act like I don't know. No, I'm just playing. But first, I would definitely get like your dream home, your dream car type. 2, probably invest in like stock shares of other people's companies to keep the money growing, make it stay flow so you never go broke. Then 3rd, probably give back to my community, or like give back, like help your friends out, like your people around your circle. Make sure their opportunity is good, so, you know, bring them up too with you, so, you know, it get lonely at the top, so.
I mean, the first thing we did, my bad. Go ahead.
So for myself, I think my first answer is a very common answer. Pretty much a house. Like, to be a 20-year-old homeowner, or, you know, in your 20s and you're a homeowner, that's big. It's a lot less stress, a lot less things to worry about. Secondly, I'd probably put my money into anything that can make me passive income. When I say that, like, if I had enough money, I'd go buy apartments and you know, rent them out, whatever, Airbnb, anything that can bring you passive income, like, I'd invest that in. And then the tertiary would be, it's a nice car. Why not? Let's be a little selfish. It's $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For me, I guess my top 3 would definitely be investing, because if you got that much money, why not make more money, right? So definitely land, putting in where I can make like interest, banks, savings. And for me, I'll have some fun. Yeah, get my dream car, get my dream house. And then for me, I would also like to have like my own home studio, upgrade it. And like, I know a lot of us make music and stuff, and I'm working on it. So just definitely paid through college. So yeah.
All right, so now for today's topic is being a man, and I know that may mean something differently to all of you about, you know, how you everybody here comes from different lives, different places, different upbringings. So some of these questions is gonna be like, you know, just coming from your perspective, and don't be afraid to even maybe challenge somebody's opinion, or you know, just hear out what they got to say. I'm not saying I'm gonna change you. We here to change you as a person, but you know, somebody might say something that may change your way of thinking on certain things. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the first question. I'm gonna answer the first question first, and then we don't even gotta go like all around the table. You can just bounce back and forth. If you don't want to answer the question, you don't have to. All right, so my wife is gonna come read off question 1.
So what does being a man mean to you, and did you have that man figure in your life growing up?
Shit.
Okay, so what being a man means to me, and that's what I'm learning, is that you are going to be held accountable for everything that you do. Even if you don't want to take accountability, the world is going to make sure that you do it. There's going to be times in life where you're going to be like, fuck this, and I don't want to do this shit. And at the same time, you're getting it done anyway, because that's what you have to do. You know, when they say as a kid, or when you like get hurt, or when things go wrong, you say, all right, take it like a man, because they already know that men are going to take everything the hardest. And they're always going to have to find a solution. You're always going to have to be the problem solver. You're also going to have to think logically. And being a man just knows that, especially now as a married man, you are. I feel like you are responsible for everything as like the provider and the protector. And if something goes wrong, it's on you as a man. You're not happy with life, that's your problem. Your wife's not happy, that's also your damn problem. So everything falls on you as a man. It's not always sweet, but it's but at the same time, it's not always bad either. It's like nothing like progressing and being on that financial clock. Because I know once you hit like a certain age, like 35, you will want your money to be different than when you were 25 and when you were 20 years old. You will want your life in a better position. So it's all about growing as a man. So yeah, that's what I think. And who want to answer? Go ahead.
Pretty much hitting on the money right there. You know, being a provider, you know, doing everything on your own. You know, like, shit, like, you just, like, nobody really cares, you know, because, like, like you just have no sympathy being a man. Like nobody really care about your problems. You just put everything on your shoulders and you just, walk through life. I would say I had my parents, like I had my mom and dad. They weren't together, but I had my parents in my life. But I had good role models in being a man. So
Okay.
I feel like being a man is putting your pride to the side. That's like people are too prideful nowadays to like sit there and just be like, you know what, I'm fucking up. Let me fix this. Let me do this. Let me move in this direction. People like they don't want to hear the truth. Like I feel like being a man is hearing the truth, accepting the truth, and moving forward and continuing to progress. Like you can't get mad at the world and everybody else for the position that you in when you yourself have the ability and the opportunity whenever you wake up to fix that and get yourself out of that position. So, yeah.
I feel like being a man, it's a certain level of like stoicism and like the way you carry yourself, you know what I'm saying, and the way that you go about doing things. Because I know today, like in today's society, there's a lot of attack on what it is to be a man and like trying to break down like things that are, I guess masculine in nature, because there are things like that, and I think that whole what that is gets blurred a lot of times, especially nowadays. So, remembering that being a man is, how you carry yourself and how you go about doing things. And, I know that's going to vary person to person, perspective to perspective, how you grew up and everything. But, that shit is, very important to the community, you know what I'm saying? Because as a man, there's certain shit that you're supposed to do, that reverberates throughout your community, you know what I mean? So I think that's just important to know. So.
I want to say one more thing. Give me a little idea, like you said, I was thinking, I'm like, I feel like being a man is more so like looking yourself in the mirror and being more honest with yourself.
Okay.
Because people like lie, like, or give themselves this facade in their head to like push off their problems about like what they doing and how they moving. Like I said earlier, like it's like taking accountability and shit, So it's like you got to start being more honest with yourself, because the moment you start being more honest with yourself, then at that point you don't have no setbacks. Like you can literally just go from there. Like once you be honest with yourself, I feel like if you got to tell yourself to be honest with yourself, you're already at rock bottom.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like the moment you start being honest with yourself, then you can just start climbing and keep going.
All right.
What you think, School? Just real quick. What you think?
No, so for me, I seen a good man and I seen a man that's not fully grown. For me, I was lucky enough to have a father figure. My actual father wasn't in my life. He and I still have like seen him. He had me very young, and it doesn't excuse for what he's put me and my mom through. So it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, he has a lot of growing. And luckily for me, I was able to stay in the family thanks to my uncle, who I call my father now. And because of him, he's what taught me as a man, and everything that you guys described. What a man is exactly what he raised me to be. So I just want to say, like, there's two sides. You see, like, it doesn't really matter about age either. Once that responsibility comes to you, that's when you gotta see, like, shit, this is it. I gotta be a man. Some people learn it younger, and some people gotta learn it older. It's just really when it's your time to mature up. That's what I meant.
Facto magnetic pacto.
Scooby for you.
I just come out of the blue with that.
All right, we're gonna go with question 2. Luke, you're gonna
I didn't get to answer it.
you're gonna be answering question 2. My wife's gonna come to question 2.
All right, cool.
Yeah. You get him next time.
Do you believe in toxic masculinity? Do you believe that men should be more open about their feelings? And do you guys think that you can be open about your feelings?
no.
See,
Hold on. Nate gonna answer that.
Go ahead.
All right.
Everybody gonna get this.
So don't believe in like that term because that term is like recently created. But I do think that we aren't as open as me personally would want us to be as men, like with our feelings. Like I feel like from a young age we're like groomed to be like, well, how can I put this? We're groomed to like act a certain way and like hide our feelings. And so when we're adults, like we tend to not be able to show that to like with our whoever you're with when you're an adult. Like I don't know what people do. Significant other, right? Like I feel like I don't condone the term toxic masculinity because I feel like that's so vague to me. But I do feel like there's a problem with like how we're raised and us not being able to show our emotions. Like not everybody though. Like there's like a huge population of us though that can't do that. So if you want to call it that, like, but I don't know about the term like toxic masculinity.
So when we're talking about showing our feelings, are we talking about like opening up to like the general public, like man and female, or female?
No, I think like
general.
being vulnerable to like the opposite gender.
Oh, the opposite gender.
I think
Okay.
it's in
I mean,
general.
I feel like so the brain is a muscle, right? When there's trauma to the brain, no, dead ass, like it doesn't react the same anymore. So like when you go through a traumatic event in a position where you did open up your feelings to a woman and you were betrayed, or there was trauma to your feelings and the way you was feeling at the time, then you can't move the same. Like it's just like if you tear your ACL, pretty much, like after that, like you ain't gonna move the same, like ever again. So it's like it's not necessarily that we don't want to, it's just that there's like things holding us back from opening up completely, like because you innocent as a child and you grow up and you innocent until that one thing happens, and then you don't think the same about the same situation ever again. Like so it's like it's not that you don't want to open up to this female or the opposite gender, but it's difficult. And you always gonna have that shit in the back of your head of like, damn, like she could do this, she could do that. As to like if you went through life and didn't have nobody fuck you over, and then you would just kind of just be like, oblivious to what the fuck is really going on in the world, because it happens everywhere. So realistically, it goes both ways. Like females get hurt by males, males get hurt by females. Like it's just. It's kind of like it's a gray area in that situation. I'm gonna be honest.
Sounds toxic.
I feel like
A little toxic.
I feel like what be happening is like, especially today, especially on social media, because I know gender wars is a real fucking thing. Like what happens today with this shit is that people start to lack understanding, for why men is the way they is when it comes to expressing our emotions and opening up to people. Like it goes to the same shit that he was referring to and talking about earlier. Like when you grow up, it's like a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. It's like literally called neuroplasticity. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that your brain reacts to certain traumatic situations so that it can survive and thrive. You know what I'm saying? So like you learn from those things. So like for a lot of men, like even when we was young, a lot of our experiences is the same. Like when we was young, you get hurt, like stop crying. You a man. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit like a man, like you a man, shit like that. Like, and that shit is bred into us from a very early ass age. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not only is it that, like, it goes into like what our women want. Women are the biggest reflection of how a male population is living, always, in any sort of time you're talking about. So, that being said, if, our women kind of show like, okay, we're done going for this macho ass, cold ass, rude ass, like dude attitude that we be going for, that we all know that women go for. They love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was a thing that would stop, men gonna stop too, because we do what women like, because that's what we have to do at the end of the day. It's science. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I just feel like I see what you're saying. I just feel like the moment you like be vulnerable to a female, or like the you know, your significant other, that's when like problems start. You know what I mean? Because like most females, like they don't want no weak man or nothing. Like they don't want nobody like, you know, crying in front of them, be like, oh, I
Hella
can't do
emotional.
this.
Or crying over every problem.
Yeah, like crying over every problem, like, oh, I can't do this. So I feel like as we are wired to do as everyday men, is, you know, we always figure it out. Even though like if you can't fix your car, I swear we YouTube this shit and fucking figure it out. You know what I mean? Like you like, don't worry, babe. You feel me? I got it. You know what I mean? Like we gonna figure it out. I just feel like I don't think you should be vulnerable. I don't think you should be that vulnerable with your opposite, like your significant other, because like I feel like she's gonna look at you different.
This
so.
shit all temporary.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to look at it. Like, this shit ain't gonna last forever. So like, that's why it's easy to not be vulnerable, because, well, I don't know if everybody think like that, but the way I think about it is like, I'm not finna sit here and just soap and just be like, bro, this shit gonna all end one day, whether it's today, tomorrow, in 60 years. Like, it's all gonna come to an end. So might as well just thug it out. Like,
Yeah, how I look at it, that toxic masculinity thing, I hate hearing it every time I do it on YouTube and everything like that. At the end of the day, what is really toxic masculinity? Don't you need masculine men in order to get shit done? Like,
Yeah.
shit. When it came to World War II, in Vietnam, when people were getting drafted, when men were getting drafted, do you really think we said my body, my choice? Unless you fled to Canada or something like that.
I would say pretty much, and also men damn near created everything we do today in society.
Yeah, and besides, men always had the conquer mindset. Like every villages, cities, nations conquered by men. I'm not like I can't name any female warriors who have dominated the planet, because it was all dominated by men. And then let's say if you had a village that was more populated by women, men just came and dominated it as well.
you ain't seen The Woman King on Netflix.
That's a fiction.
I ain't gonna hold you. There's
Wonder Woman.
hella women like in the history that have done some real like great female generals. I ain't gonna hold you. Like
Oprah Mae Johnson.
She was the
It's
first
some drugs.
fallout in a hike. Fallout.
Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna. All right, we're gonna
She
question.
was the first fallout in the eye.
Yeah, we're gonna what?
She
We're
got
gonna go on
blood.
question 3 now. Yeah, because
we-
time.
Do you feel learning as a young man to fight is necessary?
Jamal, you're gonna answer that.
absolutely, unquestionably. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just something like as a man, like I think like, you know, I'm not gonna say like everybody has their role, because, you know, everybody is different. Some motherfuckers can't fight, even if you taught them how to fight. Some motherfuckers ain't football players, if you taught them to be football players. So of course, you know, there's an X factor, but at the bare minimum, I feel like there is a role that you play as a man in your community, with your woman, with your significant other, with life in general, and having to protect them, protect your people, be a protector is one of those roles. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to know how to use your hands, you know, because cool, like we got guns, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, but you shouldn't, that's 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna protect you just so I can go to jail and lose you the next day. Like, that's dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
Self-defense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, yeah, there's self-defense too. But I think just being, if you can use your hands, it's better than having to use a gun to me. So,
Yeah.
See,
Go ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. If you ain't saying
I was gonna say, like, I feel like society would want men to, like, you know, be able to, you know what I'm saying, defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's important to defend yourself. It's important to defend yourself and to defend others. When you talk about being a man, there's something I go by. It's the 3 R's. It's resiliency, resourcefulness, and respect.
That's one.
So speaking on that, like being resilient, able to push through and persevere through pretty much anything. Learning how to fight, like it's like just everyday stuff, like learning how to do different things. Once you're in that position, it can actually help you out. If you're in a position where you're cornered up by like 2-3 people, you need to learn how to defend yourself. It's important. It's just important to learn new things, learn different things. So yes, I do think it's important for a man to be able to know how to fight, know how to defend himself, and to defend others as well.
I agree.
Let
I
me-
agree.
Let me say something. If you learn how to fight, I feel like words feel less effective, because Have you ever getting punched in your face? I'm telling you, I'd rather just take all the shit talking rather than get punched in the face, bro.
Yeah.
And I actually was able to pick up on jiu-jitsu because I used to have that mentality where it was like, oh yeah, if I see red, I'm like, like I'll go crazy, blah, blah, blah. But then like I look back and I'm like, no, that's stupid. You want to learn violence and then calm it down, because at that point it's like, yeah, you got to learn how to defend yourself and defend others. And then if anything, you can actually de-escalate a situation because you know what you're capable of. Like, I can, sometimes I'll walk into a room and I'm just like, damn, I'm the smallest person. But at the same time, I'm like, but I'm capable of this. And that's what boosts my confidence. And it's like, once you have that confidence with you, that you know you can defend yourself, people start looking at you differently. Like you can look somebody in the eye and be like, yeah, I can hold myself off until like, if not myself, somebody else can join in. But most of the time it's just me and against this person, I
understand that. But I'm not saying fighting was always the most necessary thing to do as a kid. But coming from environments like where I came from, in a lot of moments you didn't have a choice. Right. And sometimes it started at home. Like I have 4 brothers that I grew up with, 4 blood brothers, same mother, same father, and we were fighting all the time in the house. Like, of course, you got a lot of men that's gonna grow up to be dominant, and somebody's gonna do something to piss somebody off. Somebody's gonna do something to set somebody off. So of course, it's always was a lot of fighting, and also that in school, somebody gonna say something slick, and you're gonna have to defend yourself. Like when I was coming up, like I've been in multiple fights. I've been jumped before. Mm-hmm. I've been robbed for my stuff, like fighting for it and everything, and people got the best of me. Like when I was 12 years old, before like me and my family moved, some guys jumped me in the park, and they took my shoe and they threw it. And I couldn't even fight it. I had to walk home with one shoe, and my dad just bought me those shoes. And it's like, even though I had tears in my eyes, I was crying, I started smiling because I knew I was never gonna let it happen to me again. So it's not, and that's why that really brought out I felt like the rage and the anger that I had to have in order to survive, in order to get through what I was going through as a younger kid. And now as an adult, the reason I take self-defense so seriously is because I have a family to protect. Like if somebody breaks into the house, let's say I have children and my family are sleeping, of course I'm gonna send my wife into the room to protect the kids. She will be the last line of defense, and I'm gonna go defend the household. So I feel self-defense is something that you're always gonna have to need, is it always necessary in some situations? No, but I feel like in a lot of things, especially in environments that I grew up in, you didn't have a choice. You was either gonna, if you wanted to go play at the park, you got to be willing to fight some kid and who's trying to fuck with you. If you want to get home from school safely, you are gonna have to throw your hands sometimes, because there's a lot of situations, and that's what I know I'm gonna teach my kids, that you can't walk away, and I'm not always gonna be there to protect you your whole life. So you're gonna be able to have to stand up on your own 2 feet and put your hands up. So yeah, that's just how it goes. But we're gonna go with question 4 now.
Oh shit! I was gonna say one thing. I was like,
pretty much hit it.
So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say it like this. It's hard to really say or respond to that question in today's society, because you got kids killing grown men, 9-year-olds walking around with pistols and shit. So it depends on where you at with that situation, where you live at, your type of environment, because it don't matter how much fucking self-defense you fucking know, then you not shocking the bullet, like point blank period. Like, so it's like, you can know how to fight, great. Like yes, like you learn through experience. Like realistically, didn't nobody teach me how to fight. Like, you feel me? Like, learn on my own. Like, you just start swinging. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel me? You just start swinging. You either get your shit. Nah, go ahead.
Yeah,
we're
gonna go with question 4.
Yeah,
we got
you gonna swing on a 4-5. Like,
So statistics show that men die by suicide 3.88 more times than women. In your opinion, why does that happen?
Because of women.
Of course.
Because of women.
The question: men commit suicide at three times more than women in today's society. So why do you?
Nah, it's go ahead.
Nah, I just feel like men just have a lot on their like shoulders as far as this living aspect in life, and doing things. You know, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, it's like I feel like it's easier to be a woman than a man in life in general. So I feel like a lot of world's problems and stuff, and it just weighed on men, and I feel like that's probably why the rate is much higher than females, because I feel like men have a harder life than females. You know, it's just like walking in the club. You know, men can't get in the club just for free. You know, we always gotta pay. You know, females can just go anywhere they want. You know, anywhere they please. They can get on the yacht tomorrow. You know what I mean? Just by being cute.
I feel
We
like
gotta work for that.
I feel like most of the suicides come from marriages or failed relationships, and then after that is PTSD type of things, and where people are not getting the help that they need, because realistically, like, I mean, some people, like, they gonna do it regardless, but like, if you getting the help that you need, makes it a lot easier to keep pushing. You feel me? But like, males specifically, like we were talking about the question a couple questions ago, like, nobody give a fuck about how a male feels, so you don't express your feelings, and you don't do all of this, and you keep it bottled in, and then you start coming up with scenarios in your head. You start thinking about shit that don't even pertain to you and shit, and you just start fucking yourself up mentally, and it's hard to express that to people, but nobody gives a fuck anyways, to a certain extent. You feel me? Like, that's why it's like, it's good to have people that really actually care about you and shit. But like, most of suicides come from, like, I feel like number one is failed relationships and marriages, and then after that is PTSD and from not getting the help that they fucking need.
Okay.
Like, military takes up a vast majority of them suicides. And that's because it's like, oh, you did your time, thank you for serving our country, goodbye. Like, and it's just, after, they don't give a fuck. Like, you feel me? And like, and they don't get the help that they deserve. Like, and there's motherfuckers that really didn't went and put their life on the line, lost people close to them, watched people get shot and blown fuck up right in front of them, and then after that they just like, all right, well, we'll give you these medications, just check in with us once a month. Like, that's not, like, you people need to talk. Like I said, the brain is a muscle. When you go through something traumatic, like, you got to work back at it.
And I kind of feel like it's also like a domino effect too. Like, you see, let's say somebody close to you commits suicide, it starts making you think like, shit, if that person went out like that, why shouldn't I? You know, like, he's gone. Fuck, I want to go see him. I want to see her. That person, like, it gets you thinking, you know. And it seems like, oh, this is an easier solution to a long-term problem. No, that's not going to solve anything, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people are seeing it now, is just that suicide is just a quick and easy fix, you know. And I don't believe that's true at all. So
I was gonna say, kind of to piggyback off what Reese was saying, like PTSD, big thing, especially like military. Like, I feel like a lot of suicide-related incidences are related to occupation, and males are just in, you know, they have more stressful work statistically. And yeah, like, me seeing it firsthand, like, I think I talked to Scoop about this like probably a week ago. Like, being around it, I get to sit back and be like, damn, I really understand. Like, to be in the military is like, it kind of sucks. Being in the desert, you know, training 110 plus degrees, flat Kevlar, etc. on, and then having to come back to problems within the bricks, and not even having AC. It's like, you come back and you just want to detox, and now you can't even lay down without sweating profusely. And it's like, and that's excluding what might be going on in their personal life. You know, we don't know. So with all that shit built up, it's just like, what other options do you really have? You know what I mean? So like, sitting down and being like right in the middle of it, I really understand.
once I get out, oh my God.
I feel like, you know, as we talk about this, like, the more I've been listening, you know, like, a lot of what the confusion that be happening is between genders is that, you know, like, a woman will, or, a woman will be able to say like, oh, well, I've gone through that and I'm not like that, or like, whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah, blah. So it's not necessarily the experience itself. Like for the people that might not understand, it's not necessarily the experience itself. It's more how we interpret that experience, as men, and how we are perceived by society goes and ties in with that. You know what I'm saying? So like the way like, okay, dude, if I get beat up in front of everybody, and a woman gets beat up in front of everybody, the way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we take it differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because as a man, it's like, damn, my honor just got took type shit. Like this motherfucker really just assaulted my shit, like in front of all these people. I got it, like my juice, my respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a woman can kind of say the same, in her case, as well. Like, like she, embarrassed me, but I mean, it's different. You know what I'm saying? And like, just understanding that difference and respecting that difference can, kind of get us out of this constant like head bumping situation that we in with genders. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, we all need each other. Like men and women need each other, but we can't really get to that because we don't understand each other.
I feel like the reason what was it?
Men commit suicide 3 times higher than women in today's society. Why do you think that is?
Word. I feel like it goes back to like something you said earlier. You were talking about how you didn't want to feel vulnerable, like, or open up because it'll make you look weak. You said that.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like that ties into that question because like a lot of men don't know like who to talk to. And I feel like that's their only like answer they could come up with. Like they hold all that stuff in so much, and they don't know who to turn to. They don't know where to go for help. Most of them and they choose that as that's how I feel.
Say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm like, I feel like if we're talking about a solution, I feel like the way to deal with the shit that you had pent up would be to find a hobby that lets you express the way you feel in the physical form. Whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's fucking running track, fucking journaling, like something, but like I said earlier, like people don't get the help that they need, somebody to actually tell them this shit because they so in their head they not thinking outside the box.
You need an outlet.
Yeah, he hit it on the money.
Yeah, but it's also like you kind of need like a purpose as well. Like for a lot of people that I bet y'all have met, everybody here is service or used to be in the service, retired, veterans and everything. If you're looking at it from that standpoint, you probably have seen some people who had a tough time when they got out and everything, like, because they felt like, in service, like that was their purpose, and like they felt a purpose with everything that they were doing. Then they got out, got their final salute, got their plaque and flag and DD 214 and left, and now they feel like go a little gut. Your purpose start. You feel like your purpose start going away.
Obviously, I can't really speak for everybody. I got the business as soon as I got out.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, you had a plan. There's also those veterans who did not have a plan at all.
I feel what you're saying.
But I feel like I know it's a real tough topic to talk about because it's just that we were told to hold in our feelings ever since we was children. Like we cannot show our emotions. Like a man who cannot control his emotions, there's going to be so much chaos. Like, of course, just because that you can beat this person up that's talking shit about you. That everybody's bullying you in school and you can come shoot this shit the fuck up. And then that really shut him the fuck up.
All right,
but
Kyle.
At the same time, like you holding in, but at the same time, you holding in your emotions, because a man who cannot hold in his emotions, there will always be chaos. Like, because as men, especially, not only just holding our feelings, we have to think logically on certain situations as well. We can't just snap off of our emotions. We cannot think. We have to think logically. We can't think about our feelings. We can't think emotionally, because our feelings will not get in the way of the fact of what needs to get done and what needs to get solved. So that's pretty much how I look at it. But we're gonna go with question 5.
Cool. Hey, put that in the song, nigga.
How was it for you growing up? And if you could visit your younger self today, what advice would you give him?
We can start in
Let me get
You're gonna start off because you're number 5, so you
Oh,
can start it off.
okay, all right, cool. See, me growing up, I was born in Gary, Indiana. I was living in the Jets, you feel me, projects, Delaney projects and shit. And, you feel me, it was rough. You know, like my uncle's cousins, big vice lords and shit like that. And they gang banging, like selling drugs or doing other stuff. So it just, I have a lot of resiliency growing up. But also, I was one of those kids that was from, like, the Jets that also had their father in their life. Because my father is from a whole different country. So I had my father in my life. So, yeah, and all that. But what I want to do, if I could change anything to go back, like back when I was my younger self, is to be more focused. Like, focus up and just not, like goof around. Because y'all know me. Y'all know me as a person. I'm childish as fuck. Don't really take anything seriously until they actually hit a nigga in his jaw, So it's like, I feel like I would just take more stuff seriously and just get more stuff done, time, and then more time management, get stuff done.
I'll go. Yeah, my childhood was interesting. Me growing up with my mom, single parent, I got to see her work through a lot, just to try to make sure she provided for me and her. Growing up as a child was kind of rough, gritty area I lived in, gang violence, whatever. Coming up in school, I used to get bullied and shit up until like middle school, and then that's when things kind of snapped for me, and then that's when I used to get in a lot of trouble. I think going into high school, it got to the point where like if you looked at me or said anything the wrong way, I'm just doing it. Like that shit kind of just built up, and it's a good thing that we talked previously about things building up, because people will snap, and it kind of changed who I was, and it took me a while to phase out of that. But coming up, I kind of changed up, eased up, got a job. High school was lovely. And yeah, like now here I am. But any advice I'd give to my younger self would definitely be to work harder, give more effort into things. I feel like us growing up, like, you're a child, you're free, everything's taken care of, you don't really have any stresses, no concerns, you don't take shit serious. But it's those years growing up that makes you what you are today. So that's all I have for that.
At the same time, yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, nigga. Go ahead.
No, I feel like, or at least me when I was growing up, for me it's the opposite. When I first was growing up, like, my mom, like, was making hilly bread. She was a hairdresser, a cosmetologist. Back then, like in the early 2000s, you was making like $300, $250 a head, and that's great buku money. You know what I'm saying? So we used to get hella shit for Christmas and all that, and I used to be an angry ass kid, like when I was growing up. And then it switched, and then like that's when I started, like, we was like broke, you know what I'm saying? And that's like where I started to kind of listen to what my mom had to say. Because, our parents tell us shit all the time. There's so many lessons that we go through today that our parents were telling us about when we was kids. But, we didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, they just talking, But, that's when, when I was broke and when I didn't have shit and when I was hungry as hell at nighttime and fucking we was homeless and shit, trying to figure out where the fuck we was going to stay at. That's when I actually, was like, damn, I do need to start being more grateful. I do need to start thinking about how my actions, affect things, or like, like having that discipline, that y'all was referring to earlier when y'all was talking about, being a man. Like, those one of the things you learn, like when is the right time to fight, and when to, hold your tongue and hold back, and all that kind of shit, and if there was one thing I could go back and tell myself, it would be, goddamn, man, like, fuck these girls, fuck these people, fuck all of that shit. Like, fuck all these people, you know what I'm saying, that you think is so cool and that you want to be cool like in school and all that shit. Because, bro, like 10 years from now, you're not gonna give a fuck about how they feel. Not one care at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, to the, you know, if we speaking to, you know, people that may be younger that are watching this, like, fuck all that, bro. Get what you want, you know, and get to that, you know.
Shit,
Go ahead, I'll go after you.
I'm like, what he said, like with the, like if we speaking to younger people and stuff, like history gonna always fucking repeat itself. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, how many times people didn't told their kids and like do this, like this is how it's gonna be, blah blah blah. They was our age one time, and they was trying to tell us, but we don't want to listen until we actually go through it and be like, damn, he was right. You know how many generations and generations and generations would be like, damn, he was right. I should have listened to my pops, or damn, I should have listened to my uncle. Damn, I should have listened. Damn. Like, you can't, like, you feel like you know it all at a young age. Like, you feel like the world revolves around you until you actually grow up and realize you're not the only motherfucker on this planet. Like this ain't your movie. This God movie, and you just a fucking side character in this motherfucker for real. But going back to the question, I feel like this might be a little off topic, but it kind of relates to it. It's like fathers are very important in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Very fucking important, because a person like me, when my mom is working a 9 to 5, but she don't even really get off until like 6 o'clock. So it's like I wake up, she already gone. I'm going to school. I get home, she not home. And then when she do get home, it's already time to go to sleep. You feel me? So it's like when I'm out there, when I'm squabbling and shit, and I want to like come like home and I'm upset and blah, blah, blah. I ain't even have really my mom to go talk to, let alone a fucking father, like, to go talk to. So I'm looking myself in the mirror and going through this. And then that's when I met my best friend in fucking 7th grade. Like, and then we was going through this shit together. So, like, that kind of helped out a little bit, like, to know that somebody else dealing with the same shit as me, but he was going through it worse. But, like, it's very, 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 very difficult to tell you. Like, if I could tell my younger self something, like Jamal was saying, is like, fucking, like, don't worry about what people thinking and shit and blah blah blah. But it's hard not to when you don't got somebody in your face like teaching you game. You feel me? Like, you literally, like, that's why I say the father is so important. And women have a big factor on that when it comes to fathers not being in a child's life, because there's some men that are trying to be actively present, but the women just got their own like feelings towards the male, and they want to hurt him by keeping his child away from him. But they don't realize that they not just hurting him, they hurting that child. And we growing up and we don't know what the fuck to do. We don't know who to turn to, and that's why a lot of like us like get locked up. And it's not even just black people. It's all races. Like, when you got good, like, guidance from a male perspective as a boy, you gonna get to where you need to be. I promise you. Like makes all the fucking difference. And it's very hard. Like Mac, look at where. All right, for example, you told me a father, great fucking guy, father of many kids, and raised all of them and sending one of them to college, like he don't got to pay for shit right now. And now look at where you at. You feel me? So having a positive father figure, whether it's just a figure or a male or a father in your life, makes all the difference about how you come up as a person. So it's very, very fucking difficult, and I condone, or not condone, but like I applaud all the fucking people that didn't have fathers or even really like a mother in the situation that grew up to be something successful without no guidance. You know, because it's very fucking difficult to do that shit in today's society when you got social media influencing everybody's decisions. Like, so.
Yeah. All right. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd tell myself to like whoever said it, I can't remember who said it. Be more focused, like, because when I was a kid, I was into a lot. Where I was into a lot of stuff, but now I'm 26 now. I realized that if you pick, like, the less stuff you pick to focus on, the more you're good at it. Because it's like consistency is what helps you master something, right? The more you do it, the more you become good at it. So I tell myself to be like, focus more on like less things. Don't be distracted by a lot of things. And I also tell myself to like take more opportunities, because like anything you don't, what's the saying? Every shot you don't take, you miss.
You miss
Word.
100% of the shots you
So
don't
yeah,
take.
that's what I would tell myself.
Growing up for me, I was born. My parents were married, and I can see that me and my brothers, we are breaking a lot of generational cycles. Like my grandparents, they were never married, when they had my father. My father and my mother had 2 kids before they had me, and they got married after the second kid, and I got married before having any children. So I can see that I'm breaking some different types of cycles, and being able to live through my 20s without having any children, because my parents both had children at 18, and my grandfather as well. They were 18 straight out of high school having children already. So I'm doing things differently. I'm 26, currently still with no kids. I got a wife though, but I'm grateful as hell. But growing up, thank you. But it was different for me growing up. A lot of people like to talk about, like, you know, the father's not being there and everything. My parents went through a divorce. It was my mom that left. And when we were younger, I was 9 years old when we got into a tragic car accident, and I can see how much it broke my mother. And one of the most responsible things I ever seen my mother do was give full custody to my father. And when my mother had to go through whatever she had to go through, like, I've seen my mother live in shelters. I seen my mother bounce from house to house. I seen my mother try to go to church and get her life back together. But I had my father there, and it hurt me as a child, going home to a house where he's married to my dad's married to my stepmother, and, you know, there's a family there and everything, and my mom is living in a shelter, and but I was also seeing, you know, where I knew where I didn't want my mom to be, but I also saw the family aspect of how important a father was in my life, because he taught me everything I need to know. He told me, as a man, I don't care what you have to do, get it done. And I've always had to get it done. Like, is no if buts or what the fuck's about it. You cannot, there ain't no elevator to success. You got to take the stairs. And that's what he's taught me. He also taught me one thing that I will always remember. 2 things, actually. One, never to do anything to dishonor the family. He told me that all the time. And don't let 10 minutes of emotion become a lifetime of regret. And that's the hardest thing. But one thing I would let my younger self know is a lot of times in life, you got to learn how to say no. You gotta have some backbone somewhere, because I feel like sometimes I would have been further ahead if I didn't fall into certain type of influences and chose the certain people who I hung around. Because I definitely, when I joined the military, a lot of people stop hitting me up. A lot of people they want me to come see them when I come home. Nobody's rushing to come see me. I shouldn't have to travel to come see you when I just flew all across the country and just went through all of this training and shot all of these bullets and
Spending all this money
just for me to come around and see you. So I got to learn how to say no, and especially that's what I wish I would have done more as a younger one. But we're gonna go on to the next question though.
I'm like, look at the people around you. That's what I'm saying. Don't even worry about them people back home. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Appreciate that.
It's the motherfuckers that's here right now that's showing up. Yeah. We showing up.
We got a snap
all the way
showing.
from-
That's their snap.
I'll show you.
All right, we're gonna get on to question 6. Question 6, and if you're gonna.
All right. What do you do to maintain and better yourself as a man?
Right.
I'll start.
Next question.
It's a pretty good question. I think a few of the things I do is I always try to learn like I said, we're in today's society. Like you could pull up a YouTube video and learn how to do shit. Like it's not like you have to go find a book and stress. Like even in school, like when we had to read books for assignments, I'm like, I'm not reading a book. I can just listen to an audio of this shit. You know what I mean? Like
Spark Notes.
Like it is so like we're in an environment, we're in a generation where we can do little things, little itty bitty things to learn a lot and improve a lot. So the things that I do to be successful is just pick up on little things, learn from others. You can always learn. We're learning every day. You learn new things. Like growing up as a kid, like you touch a stove, it's hot. You probably not gonna touch that shit again. You know what I mean? You going out, you go outside. It's windy as fuck. You spit out some water. You learn next time to spit towards the direction of the wind instead of in. You know what I mean? Like you're learning every day.
All right, so I feel like what I do personally, if I was trying to learn something, is read. Like that's 100% of the time that'll help you out. Like if you got a topic that you want to learn about, find a book in that field that's gonna help you tremendously. The second thing is mentors. Mentors will help you a lot in life.
Yeah.
Listen,
That is a fact.
if you need to learn how to do something, get somebody that's already mastered it, and that will help you out such a long way. Like it's ridiculous. Like I have mentors. I have many mentors for many different things. You guys, that will help you out.
That's good. That's good.
I'm like, me, I feel like I'm very observant. Like, even though I might not be taking the best care of my health necessarily, like, I peep everything and I'm very observant and I learn, like, a lot from the outside looking in, you know, like, because there's a lot going on in the world and people are very oblivious to what the fuck is going on and just float through this motherfucker every single day. And I think that's why I be like very stressed, like not like super stressed, but I be stressed out, like, because it's like I talk to people and it feel like I'm talking to like a meme or some shit. You feel me? Like, bro, and I'm like, what the fuck is like wrong with people, bro? Like, I'm like, you don't see like what the fuck is in front of your face? Like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and like another thing is like, with me, it's like, what am I doing? Like, the question was like, what are you doing to better yourself, correct? All right, it's like, I would say like, being observant, like, and being fully cognitive and aware of what's going on and not letting like outside influences determine my decisions on the way to move in life, because you can't live your life through somebody else's shoes.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? You gotta walk a mile on your own. Like, somebody, you can take bits and pieces from everybody. Don't get me wrong. Like, you can hear it all, take it in, and then make your own decision. But you can't live your life through this person's eyes or that person's eyes. Like, you feel me? And that's what I feel like in today's society a lot of people are trying to do. So when they really think they're better than themselves, they're not, because they're actually steering away from who they actually are, because they're trying to mimic and fucking be like somebody else and not themselves. Like, you feel me? Like,
Go ahead, Scoop.
For me, the way I learn is literally trial and error. Just fucking do it, and then if it fails, it fails. All right, let's move on. What's the next thing, you know?
Yep.
And I do that a lot with like my boys. I was like, all right, let's go try this. Let's try the DJing and stuff like that. Or they'll even call me out and be like, yo, let's try it. And sometimes I gotta go
that
like
DJ shit.
yeah,
though.
especially
We
with
successful
that
with
DJ.
that
Like,
DJ shit though.
that, honestly, that was a big step. And
Big ass step.
And the thing is, you never know when you're ready to. When it came to the DJing shit, especially like out of country and shit like that, like that was my first time ever in a club doing something like that. And I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'm ready. But part of me was like, do it. If it flops, fuck it. You embarrass yourself.
And then you set it up for us too, though. You gotta, you can't, you don't never discredit yourself.
I recorded it.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So
I'm like,
it was a lot of big steps.
You did it for yourself. And then you did it for us too. Like, don't forget, like, the artists that been wanting to perform and shit, bro. Like,
Give
we
y'all the
wouldn't have been on that
experience.
stage if it wasn't for you.
Paved
I
the
don't know,
way
shit, I'm
to
like-
make a way.
Man, like
That
I'm
was
like,
cold.
hey, see one, do one, teach one.
I
exactly.
was gonna say,
But-
I was gonna say, what I do to like better myself every day, I don't like beat yourself up. You know what I mean? Don't be hard on yourself. You know, take it day by day, hour by hour. You know, just take it slow. To be patient, set goals for yourself. Make sure you got your goals on straight. You set it up. See what you can do. What you can get done in a day. You know what you can get done in 2 days. Like and then the number one thing is don't worry about everybody, what everybody else is doing. Worry about yourself. And then also don't think too far in the future and don't dwell on the past either.
But that's what I was talking about, that social media shit, you feel me? It's
Yeah.
like you trying to live like somebody else.
Yeah.
Like just cause he got millions, you don't need to have millions right now.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna come when it come.
Yeah.
God is always on time.
But y'all
I was
already know,
finna-
like I'm pretty sure most of the parties struggle before it.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
what mattress on the floor with what Nintendo 64 or something.
When
Had
it's
an
a
Xbox in
PS3, yeah,
2013.
you
Didn't
on the
have a bed, had to
GameCube
wake
still.
up and make the floor.
And that-
Bro,
and
when I,
that's-
when I was growing up for a little bit, I was like, it was me and my 3 aunts all sharing a twin size bed.
Oh God, them
Yeah,
ants, them
that
ants
shit
be
was
fucking
like-
with
Nah,
you.
you was on the floor.
I was just there, I was
You
just
reach
like,
our age, you gonna
I
be on
stay
that
warm,
bed.
bro.
Real quick, that's why, like, I was.
Go ahead.
my fault. I was just gonna say that's why I'm very glad, like, you know, I got into medicine because, you know, there's a certain level of objectivity that needs to be had, like when you living life, because there's things that you can do as a man to optimize your testosterone and your dopamine and, you know, your limbic system. Like there's actual factual things that we can do, especially in the black community. Like I wish we took medicine more serious because there's so many of us that go through life and we're feeling anxiety every morning and doing all these things. Like people don't know, like if you wake up, you know, for more than 2 weeks, you just wake up for more than 2 weeks, don't open your phone. The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, walk outside and look at the sunrise, the sunset, the horizon. I mean, like you can increase your dopamine influx by 15% just by doing that.
Talk about that epigenetics.
And, you know,
real quick.
and,
Just real quick.
you know, like fucking like epigenetics and like how that affects, you know, our generations, literally generations, you know, of people and like your memories and your traumas and your trauma responses and all those things play factors into, you know, then, you know, the next generation. So your kids, the way that you're handling your stress now, like if you get stressed out and your automatic thing is to pick up some juice, some wine, some drink, go smoke, whatever those habits and those things that you're doing can be passed down to your children.
Facts.
So, you know,
It's
crazy as fuck.
I was gonna say just what I kind of do to better myself. What I've been doing to better myself, did a lot of stepping out of my comfort zone within the past 2 years. Joining the military was me stepping out of my comfort zone, and y'all know what it's like when they shave your head and take your name and put your
You got a bald head.
My wife and Tansy, she inspired me to pick back up the camera, and I saw what it opened for me. Next thing you know, I'm putting headphones on and I'm making a song in the studio now, and our whole damn battalion calls me Mac 50. I did what I recorded a June and I got great views and everything, so that made me happy. Not just that, this year, early January, I ran a marathon, 26.2 miles, and a lot of, you know,
I was there that weekend. Now he couldn't even move.
Once you hit mile 22, it's all hot from there. But at the same time, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, doing things that I know that the regular person will not do. Like honestly, like joining the military is something that, you know, the average American doesn't do because we're such a low population in the service of running a marathon as well. One day, I hate heights, but one day I said I'm gonna go skydiving. That's gonna be like my last hoorah before I leave the Marine Corps. But that's something that I want to do, to always step out my comfort zone and always better myself. And that's one thing that I should have been doing my whole life, always challenging myself to better myself, and that's why I stopped being afraid to fail. That's why I have this podcast now, because I was tired of being afraid to fail. Like I feel like being afraid to fail stopped me from chasing, and now I, you know, because of realizing how the military took things from me and like let you know, like you at the bottom and that you have zero, all you want to do is grow from there. Because the only direction you can go is up, because your age, that's what it's going to do. It's not going to go back down. It's going to go up.
What Cat Williams say? He said you just got a little bit of that fuck it in your system. Fuck it.
All right, we're gonna go with what? Question 7 now.
Nah, I think it's like 18.
You just read your question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
now
it's 7.
now we're going with question 7. I know we spent a little bit of time on that.
All right, that's cool.
How do you define success, and what does society tell you about success as a man?
Ooh,
Go ahead,
why did I
Scoop.
get
Go
that?
go ahead.
Why did I
Go.
get that?
Hey, go,
Why did I
go.
get that? Yeah, I know.
You better speak
It's
your
everybody's
fucking mind.
perspective, all right? So,
What's your perspective?
so what I see as success is very different than what my parents see of me and success, because what they see of me is do 20 years in the military. For me, I see myself is I want to go out, travel, and be able to own my own label company and be able to put art in the world so people can heal from like listening, you know? I find that as a type of medicine, not just for like mental, but also in the soul.
That
So,
boy speaking.
It really is like success is very different in everybody, and I can't wait to hear all yours. But my version of success is be able to just be able to be financially stable, have what I need, and whatever I can afford on what I want. That's it. That's all I need, and it's what I see in success.
I feel like social media kind of shows a lot of people what they. No, it actually all started when we were kids, actually, because you can see. Let's say, 50 Cent was my most influential rapper I've had as a kid. Like I looked up to him. I had the G Unit shirt, I had the G Unit sneakers. I was going through class like G Unit to the damn teacher. I was like,
She was like, get out.
Yup, exactly.
To the principal's office.
And the thing is though, like you saw, like he came out with the cars with the rims on it. He got the chains on. They flashing. The ball players, they flashing money, like throwing money in the club, like everything. That's what you thought, kind of what success was. And then when you got older, you kind of had to see you starting to learn how people had to work for their success. Like honestly, because when you 18, you just graduated high school, you don't know shit about the world. Once you turn 21, you're broke. You turn 25, you starting to think about getting things together. You turn 28, you got your first salary. You turn 35, you now started making 6 figures. You had to work for your potential. You had to work for that salary. You had to work to better yourself, and you had to get to successful points. Like me buying a car, this is the first time in my life where I bought a car on my dollar. Like no help from my parents, no help from nobody else, and I'm paying for it and taking care of it. Like I have my own place now. I'm paying the rent. This is like I'm looking at as my success. And my dad always told me, your success is my success. I don't care what you do as long as you can take care of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being average as long as you can take care of yourself. The average man can take care of himself. So there's nothing wrong with if somebody looks at you as you average or you square, like, but you able to pay all your bills on time. You able to take care of you. You able to take yourself out or take someone out whenever you feel like it. You able to provide for your family. That's success on its own. You don't need social media to look at that. You think your kids really care about it when you the one putting food on the table, giving them a place to sleep and clothes on their back? That's just the near necessities. But even being there for your kids in their big moments, like you watch your kids shoot that 3 and won the game in the basketball game, that's you being part of his success. Like, and it makes you feel successful that you're there for them. Even if they strike out, you still there watching them and everything. Like you're being there for them. Like there's being a male role model, that's so important, and we need that growing up. Like honestly, some people say a woman can't teach a man how to be one, but I don't think that's all. I don't think that's not for the most part all the way true. But at the same time, I look at men are very important in the upbringing of a child, because once you turn the age 11 to 19, you're really on there. I ain't really asking no questions or don't really care about the consequences. But men, we are always there to let you know the reality that there is consequences for your actions. That's why we got spankings. That's why we got timeouts. That's why we got shit taken away. That's why our dad whooped our fucking ass. So no cop will come shoot us down in the street because we want to be stupid or being high up on drugs or joining some gang and getting murked on the block. Like shoot, if you got to make success for yourself, honestly.
I feel like religious wise, if anybody's religious, I'm like, success is based off of like what you think in your own mind. Realistically, can't nobody else, like, it's so many like physical beings telling you what the fuck success is. There was so many people in the Bible, bro, that didn't have nothing but made it into the gates of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's the success. Like, you feel me? You can do whatever the fuck you want on this, like, worldly earth. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah, you might think you successful as fuck, but you don't get to heaven. People look at Lil Durk. Oh, he's successful, bro. He got car. That nigga ain't going to heaven. People look at, like, you feel me, motherfuckers? Like, bro, come on, realistically. Like, it's all what you do righteously. You feel me? You can do right in your whole time and not earn a single dollar. But to God, you successful. You feel me? Like, it ain't no fucking money. Like, no, none of that. Like, you feel me? Like, but if we talking about from, like, us being here, like, type of shit, like, what Fat Amy say?
Yeah,
I pay my bills and my bills are paid. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel me? As long as, like, you can, if you pay your bills, you got your lights on, you got your water on, and you got $0 at the end of the month, and everything is taken care of, you're successful.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, just to piggyback off what he was saying, like,
Stop saying piggyback.
piggyback.
We at the podcast.
Go ahead.
Nah, but to add on, yeah, like everybody else's, I feel like everyone else's success is different. Society, they look at someone and they say, oh, he's a doctor, he's successful. Oh, she's a lawyer, she's successful. Oh, he's an engineer. And it's like, you could be whatever you want and still be successful. Everything is really just not about all the money in the world or climbing up or trying to paper chase as quick as possible. I'm about to take a weird approach to this, but picture yourself in a video game, and you've unlocked everything. You've bought all the cool items or whatever in the game. You have everything. It gets boring. It's like, what are you playing for? Exactly. You fucking have everything. So for all these people who are high up, who it seems like they have everything, you think they're truly happy?
That's why they say it's lonely at the top.
It's really. I'm gonna say, like, I feel like you hit it. Like, everybody got good valid points on it. Like, you know, being successful is just being better, like mental, spiritual, and like physical. I feel like if you take care of those three important things, then you're pretty much successful as a person. Like, as long as you're comfortable, you know, you living good, you don't worry about no stress, you good. Y'all living, like, you good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, y'all didn't hit it though. Like, y'all didn't hit everything. So.
Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna go with you ready?
Nah, just shut it. Nah. Next question. No,
I feel like it's like success is weird. It's like you fuck, what was I about to say? Damn.
Next question.
Next question.
Hey, take a drink.
No. Hey, now think about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
let him talk his shit real quick.
Fucking.
I got you.
So I don't want to keep being a dead horse, but I feel like because, you know, people saying it, you know, is kind of gets redundant, and, you know, you sometimes when shit gets redundant, you know, you start to like kind of gray out of it, you know. But fucking, when I was working at Cookout back in Tennessee, I was taking
quesadillas.
the dollar quesadillas, that fake $5 plate, that char grill and shit. I was taking out the trash, and there was this homeless brother in the back, and he had his tent. And, you know, to fast forward, he brought me in the tent, and he was showing me all his shit, and he was like, had a little pictures and all kinds of shit, bro. It was crazy. And he had a picture of his daughter and all his family and shit. And I was like, damn, like, I asked him, you know, because I was like, shit, fuck it, like, genuine question. I was like, why do like these, like, because he was happy as fuck. I was like, damn, like, you like happy like living like this? He was like, I woke up today, everything works. I can walk, talk, hear, breathe, and see. So I haven't got shit to complain about. And that to him is his idea of success. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So success is very, again, like everybody's saying, success is up to the perspective of the one who's seeking it, you know?
I'm like, you went in a tent, nigga?
Come on. See, this is why people don't express their feelings.
We can't keep it too serious all the time. This is how podcasts supposed to work.
You went in a tent with
what I was saying
though, he walked out with a bed.
I'm gonna call your mother.
Yo, but yeah, but yeah, I basically hit it all on the head though. But I feel like, like to me, success is weird. I don't really like focus on it too much. I take steps, man. Do stuff step by step, and I don't focus on that. I rather focus on like my failures instead of like successes, to be honest, because you learn more lessons from that. Like if you focus on your successes too much, you start getting a big head, and then that's called ego. So like, yeah, it's cool. Like what y'all said wasn't wrong, but like I just look at it weird. Like you could be successful at stuff, and it could be the littlest things, but like I don't really pay attention to it like that, because yeah.
Well, question for y'all real quick. Like if somebody is like let's say they live in middle class, they have a family, they're taking care of them, the kids are doing well in school, the wife is doing well, or husband, or whatever, the whole family's just doing well, even though like they're not the richest people in the world, but they're not homeless, they're not struggling, they're like living check to check, but they're still taking care of themselves, and they manage as a family. In some odds, do y'all think that that's successful as well?
It depends. No, you can't give your opinion on somebody else's success.
Word.
Because if you was to be like, oh nah, they doing good, in their head they might feel like they doing terrible. Like it all comes down to what you think you doing.
Okay.
I would just say, as long as you are living comfortable and you're not stressed, you probably have a little extra to go do the fun things and meet up with friends. That's fine. That's my perspective. I feel like if you have
Jamal was saying like get off your phone pretty much, like, cause it's too many outside influences influencing people to live a life that they not supposed to be living or trying to achieve. Like maybe that's not in your destiny. Like, you feel me? You keep trying to compare yourself to motherfucker. Like, it's 19-year-olds out there right now with Ferraris.
Yep.
Stop trying to be like that motherfucker. Like, that's not you, bro. Like, you are you, bro. Like, it's gonna come. Like, if you want something, you gonna get it. Point blank, period. Just work for it.
All right, real quick.
Coming from like, now that my family's like in middle class and everything, so I can actually give a little bit perspective. You're still gonna want more. It's just because there's a point where it's like, all right, I finally got here. Like, I'm religious too, so my family's like praying like, okay, we're blessed with what we have, but there's also like, you want to make sure there's not greed involved, so we give back to the church. And if God blesses us, and we get a little bit more, But we all have like good heart into it. You gotta give back to get back,
It's kind of like gambling if you think about it.
It really is, but at the same time, it's like...
No, I'm talking about what he's talking about. It's just like, it's like you be up. Like, you can get out like and just be chilling, but you always want more. And sometimes you might lose it all.
Yeah.
Like...
But you don't know if you don't take that shot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck it. Send it. Like, send it. Like,
all right, we're going to go with the final question. Question 8.
All right. God willing, we're all still here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what do you look forward to with getting older?
Wait, I feel like Tansy should answer that question first, because that's 8 but it's 8 questions though.
Ooh, so surprise guest.
You the last one. You the last one. I feel like you should answer it first.
What's your 5-year plan?
Mathematically accurate.
Wait. You want to bring the paper over so you can bring it?
It said, God willing, where do you see yourself in 5 years if you're still alive?
Yeah.
What's a 5-year plan?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
5-year plan. Still married to this one.
Yes.
With kids. Taking those kids traveling the world, because that's what I always wish, what I said. We're going to see the world with the children, because that's something I didn't get to experience growing up until I was an adult. We will take my car. And just being comfortable. The goal right now is just, financial stability, being able to do what we both love creatively. We're both creatives, and just to support each other and push on and grow old and love life.
Yeah, that's what we want to fucking hear.
Okay.
Like,
All right, well, 5 years from now, of course, one thing I see myself out the military, doing my contract, and I'm not saying I will never regret joining the military. It really changed my life, and I feel like in some ways it really did save my life. So I'm never gonna take that away from it. Well, I see myself, in 5 years, God willing, He's still having me here, drawing breath on this earth, of course, be always striving every day to be the best husband that I can be to my wife. And if God blesses us to have children, be the best father that I can be. I can't gonna say I'm gonna be a perfect father, but I'm gonna try to be as fair as I can be. Because and give them the opportunity to make mistakes and let them fall flat on their face when it comes to certain things, and show them how to pick themselves back up. Because I know not every day I'm always gonna be there for them. I'm not gonna be here forever. So of course I'm always be there for them, but it's not like I'm gonna be here forever. So I need them to know how to do certain things for themselves. That's that's why you're taught like how to wash dishes at a certain age, how to cook at a certain age, how to ride a bike, and things like that. How to play sports, or how to manage money. Of course I'm gonna be there to be in their corner and have their back, but at the same time, eventually one day they're gonna have to do it for themselves. Also, continuing to work on my dreams, continue to work on myself, always try new things, because I feel like in life you can reach your full potential in one thing, but I feel like there's so many things in this world that you could do where you're not going to reach your full life potential, because there's just so much more that you can do. Like I could be good at being a talk show host, but I don't know how to fish. I could be a great fisherman, but I don't know how to cook. I can be a good cook, but I don't know how to fix a car, like how to take out the engine, clean it, and then put it all back together. I don't know how to do this. I can always learn and always better myself. So 5 years from now, of course, I plan on having I want to have the house of my dreams. I would like to be financially stable, financially free. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen when I'm 30 years old, and I may have to keep on working for my success, but I always want to better myself. I just always want to be trying. As long as I'm trying to better myself, you fall down 9 times, get up 10. And I've been told no 99 times, and all it took for somebody to give me that one yes. And that's why I keep working hard and working hard and working hard. And hopefully I still have this podcast going.
I'm saying, hey, you keep that mindset, bro, you gonna get it. I promise.
Never say never, bro. Yeah. Never say
never. Not even
never.
Like you keep that mindset, bro. I promise you gonna get to where you need to be.
Yeah, in 5 years, I see myself owning my own business, because I'm trying to be more independent the older I get, and I feel like right now I work a 9 to 5 also while I do this, and I don't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. So like definitely being more free, like owning properties, like probably being more religious too, because I do believe in God. I've been lacking on that a little bit. So like in 5 years, I hope I'm like way better with that. Yeah, bro, just being more free, living life, loving life. You feel me? Enjoying all of this goodness. Being on the podcast in 5 years. You know
like fuck around. We got 900,000 views on this bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna be the new Tonight Show.
Yeah, we on the way though.
Jimmy Kimmel.
In 5 years, I'll have my PA. You feel me?
For the people who don't know what that is, what is that?
Oh, physician's assistant.
Okay.
So I have that. I have my license or whatever. I have $500K in this bank account, and I'm gonna move to Ghana or Jamaica, and that shit's gonna be lit. Yeah.
Alright, since I got all my niggas around me, you feel me? I might as well just keep it honest. Like, it's hard to I don't know where I'm gonna be in 5 years. Keep it 100 with you, like. Not still like I'm gonna be successful, but like that's if I make it that far. Like when I used to picture my life as when I was younger, I never thought I would make it past 21, and now I'm 24. So it's like it's kind of hard to like expect what the future is, because realistically, I just been taking it day by day, bro. Like, and I don't take this life shit for granted necessarily. Like I do and I don't at the same time. Like. I'm only human, you feel me? So I experience every emotion like every day, realistically, like especially with my situation. So it's like in 5 years, bro, like it's a difference between where I see myself and where I want to be.
Okay.
You know?
5 years, I want to at least like improve like myself, better health, like going to the gym, being healthy, stuff like that. I also want to make 6 figures at least by 5 years, have some goal. I haven't found my passion yet, so I want to find my passion also.
Modeling.
So
we're gonna put you on.
Hey, be his mentor.
Modeling. Start modeling
right now.
But I'm just saying, like, 5 years, yeah. Still rocking with the same people on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
And also still doing the same, bringing positive stuff to around people, bringing light to people, being funny and shit. So
Yeah, I don't gotta be funny no more. It's just gonna be take the cake.
that was all for Slim right there.
In the next 5 years, I want to experience physical, mental, and spiritual growth. I feel like that's just really important for me. Moving on, hopefully going to school, probably studying something. I've been really interested in psychology. 5 years, probably, finally settling down, having a good home, good house. Right now, it's very easy to say where you want to be versus the steps that you're going to take to get to it.
Talk more into the mic.
For sure. But yeah, no, like in all seriousness, like it's very easy to like set a goal, have a plan. It happens all the time. You can set a goal, and next thing you know, you're doing something else.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that something else isn't necessarily bad. It could be a good thing as well. But yeah, every day, like I'm just trying to just better myself, and hopefully by 5 years, still here with you boys, seeing everybody prosperous, seeing everybody grow, seeing everybody doing better.
We got the group chat.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Don't be strange.
I think the best way for you to be successful is just go bald. You could be the new Tight Diggs of all America.
It's not selling out. It's
All
buying
your
in.
friends.
All right, go ahead, Scoop.
For me,
High school.
hey, where you at? You know what they say. No, but for me, like,
Hey, let them finish.
I definitely got to try to fit like a role model view, because my siblings, they have the 5-year goal for me like planned out, and they're like, oh, you got to go to Coachella, you got to headline for like the biggest festivals. So that's definitely like where my step is going to. And I'm planning on going to college, moving to Jacksonville. Shit, there's a lot of people in East Coast that I have connections with. There's even like beautiful singers. Shout out to Mia, like amazing singer. A lot of people that are out there, rappers too, that I can't wait to see again and move forward. And can't wait to bring y'all along too. Honestly,
right.
You just
like in 5 years,
bro,
I really think we're gonna pop up.
Bro.
Don't leave.
leaving. I don't even want to talk to you.
Y'all remember all
You
these
said
faces
Jacksonville,
on this
Florida,
trailer.
too far for me.
Y'all remember all these faces
I'll come
'cause we
back.
going places.
Now you was talking, nobody was listening.
No, I was saying, y'all remember these faces because we going places.
Damn right. Damn right.
That's a bar.
It's going to be around the line, not in the line.
Quick 30
No
seconds. Hold
traces.
on. Yo, quick 30 seconds. If you're, we'll just real quick, I'm just say quick final question. Everybody got 30 seconds to answer. If your kid came to you and told you that, you put them in, let's say you put them in a sport or you put them in something that they wanted, you told them that they told you that they wanted to do, you put them in it. They said, Dad, it's too hard right now. I want to quit.
I'm
What
gonna
is the
just drop
advice
them
you
off
give?
at the fire station.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just fucking.
That's it.
I feel like for the nigga that actually has a kid, this would be a good question for me to answer, because like realistically, like I'm gonna support my son no matter what. Like I'm like, shit, then what? My next question is gonna be like, well, what the fuck you wanna do?
Yep.
I feel
Like, you feel me? You're not finna just, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, you my son, but you're not finna just sit here, bro.
I feel like
I don't give a fuck.
finding
Everybody
out-
out here working their ass off. And if the people that's not working their ass off is deadbeats.
Hey, bro, look, as a kid, I feel like if my kid came to me and did that, like, I would approach it differently. That's just me, though. Like, if my kid came to me and said the sport they want to do is too hard, I'd be like, yo, that's a perfect opportunity to, like, teach you a life lesson. Like, shit gets hard out there when you're grown, especially if I have a son. Like, shit's not gonna be easy all the time. All of y'all know that. So, like,
Yeah, facts.
it's like, go through that real quick. I know it's hard right now, but, like, you know what I'm saying, rock out with it.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you like this. Drake said it best.
Hey,
Until you
man,
staring
bro.
at your seed, you can never relate.
Word.
Nah,
Yeah.
dead ass. I'm telling you, like it sound, bro. I had all these ideas, and like when I get a kid, I'm gonna be like, bro. After having a son, like the next generation of my bloodline, like is different, cause like it's like, yeah, shit gets hard out there, like bro, like if that's not your talent, bro, like it's not like you not gonna be talented in everything. It's not saying like quit necessarily, but it's just like, all right, yes, and you gotta teach him at the age. Exactly. That's why you gotta teach him at that age. Like, bro, you don't have to like succumb to everybody's needs. You feel me? Like, it's like I might want him to play basketball. Well, the motherfucker might not be good at basketball, bro. Like, bro, it's motherfuckers that work they fucking ass off and steal trash.
I think what he's saying is more that he wouldn't approach it that way in of telling his kid like
telling his kid don't give up.
Yeah, like he would say like don't give up.
No, it's not necessarily giving up though, but it's like it's taking your talents elsewhere.
I mean,
because certain talents that you might have in basketball that's really not making you reach your maximum potential.
The question was the kid wants to do that particular thing.
But it's too hard.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna just tell my kid off the rip. Off the rip. Don't fucking quit. That's it. Don't fucking quit. You're gonna if you don't want to play basketball or you don't want to play football or you don't want to do this next season, then you don't have to. But you are gonna finish the season because you're not just quitting. You're also quitting on the team. You're also quitting on those people who you like. If you're playing football, you chose to go on the field with those men or those or the group that you're going with. You chose to go to war with those people. Like I know what it's like to be on sports teams, and I've been on many sports teams. I play football and I also wrestled. Even though I played summer league of basketball. Even though I sucked, I didn't quit. Because I wanted to finish it out. I was always that type of person to finish it out. Like, you have to see it through. The reward is bigger when you see it through. Like, because I'm like, if you quit now, you are always going to quit when life gets hard. If you, Steve Harvey said,
Coach Tane used to say that shit. That's crazy.
But Steve Harvey said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Why would you quit and stop in hell? I'm not gonna push that mindset. That's why everything that I do, and I do 100%, because if you either gonna do it 100% or you're not gonna do it at all. So it's like, that's why I go as hard as I could to do. Because like, what if my kids say to me, "Well, you quit when this got hard. How come I can't quit when it's hard for me?" Like, I will never put myself in a position where my kid could say that to me. So and everything. I don't want to quit when it gets hard. I might, you bend a little bit, but you don't break.
And I feel like that goes a lot with the neuroplasticity shit that we was talking about earlier, with like how kids are young and susceptible to like ways of learning things. So like when you like you were saying, when you bring your kid in and you tell them that kind of shit, it reflects and it's gonna leave a lingering impression on how they should go through stuff.
All right. I just wanted to
go ahead, just say it real quick.
I was just gonna say, like, if I have a kid, he really likes the sport. It's like, you like this sport, like, why would you want to quit? Like, imagine quitting on something you like. So now imagine putting yourself in positions where you have to do things that you don't like, and you've already quit doing something you like. So it's just gonna form bad habits.
All right.
But one more thing,
just real quick.
Give me like 35 seconds.
Go ahead.
It's just like, I'm gonna say it one more time. Until you staring at your seat, you can never relate, bro. I'm telling you, I'm dead ass. Like, bro, I'm like, it's easy to say this shit now, bro, but like, the amount of emotion that comes with having a kid, bro. Like, you wanna be that, like, bro, it's so hard to be that tough motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you. Cause like, when you looking at somebody that look exactly like you, and you know that you produced that, Mac, I'm about to slap this shit out of you. You better stop counting. All right, I'm done. Hey, have your kids and you understand.
Understood. All right, hey, we're gonna end this. That was our episode of A Spade is a Spade, where fact is a fact and opinion is opinion, and facts don't give a fuck about your feelings. I appreciate everybody who came out today. I really appreciate the support that I've been getting from my boys and everybody. I appreciate our special guest Luke for coming out. I appreciate him for coming out. We're gonna end this episode with a quick quote by Frederick Douglass. It's better to build strong children than to repair broken men. So we're gonna end it with that. I was your host, the one and only Josh Mack, aka your boy Mac 50. This is A Spade is a Spade. We'll see y'all for the next episode. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, thank you, Mac 50.
Hold on, and shout out to my wife for reading off the questions and being here to support her husband, Tanzania Mac. With the Mac. And let me shout out to our camera operator, Oscar. I appreciate you so much for coming out, man. Appreciate it. No, show yourself in the camera though, so everybody know who you are.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. All right, Thank y'all. I'm your host, Mac 50. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all.